My name is Mark Faust of Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm making an appeal to you, President Tinubu. Free Mazi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because you have nothing to gain by keeping him. I know President Trump. I've written a book about President Trump. And again, you have nothing to gain by hurting or keeping this man in jail, and everything to lose. I appeal to you. For your own benefit, please release Mazi. To my brothers and sisters in Biafra, you must know there is so much work going on in the United States of America and around the world with literally, of the people I know, hundreds of people, just myself, reaching out to my fellow parishioner in my home church of St. Gertrude, J.D. Vance, the vice president, to all the many hundreds of people reaching out to so many people. You must know this $9 million that has been wasted on lobbying efforts in D.C. is going to be worthless because it's not having an effect. The word has gotten out. People know that Mazi is innocent. People know about the abhorrent genocidal type efforts that are happening to you in Biafra. And I promise you, good things are happening and about to unfold.
Hello, good my SC viewers. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Chinedu Michael, we shall listen to a very prominent international figure talking about a man who have chronicled how they have made so much effort to promote the Biafra struggle in the United States. Talking about Mark Afros. Of course, a man who have made it clear that even as it stands, that they have put this Biafra struggle to the office of J.D. Vance, talking about the Vice President of the United States of America. Let's listen to him as we come back to
watch this video. Is very interesting. Well, at least you hear what he got to say about the Biafra struggle and recognition.
Okay, let's listen to him as we come back to further this conversation. Mr. Chinedu Michael, I haven't listened to him. Let me get a immediate reaction.
Yes, I can tell you that to many IPOB members all over the world, especially those who are very close to the Washington it's not a surprise one, but we are seeing it coming out very clearly from the horse's mouth, those who are deeply involved in the politics of Washington are coming out to say it very clearly that Mark Frost. A lot of people have been seeing Mark Frost, and every time he comes, he has a very tangible thing to say about Biafra. To a lot of people, it's a big win, and it's something of a joy when you see hearing that J.D. Vance, the potential president of United States of America and the vice president to the most powerful, successful American president in history, Donald J. Trump, is now taking up the Biafran struggle, and it's on the note. Yes, and that's what Mark Frost is saying, that that they have been taking this in from place to place, and there were an overwhelming conviction and support. He said you should cool down. Something is coming out very soon. What does it tell you? You see, this is not a black man that is responding to that. For him to mention the Vice President of the United States of America, J.D. Vance himself, getting involved in the Biafra struggle, be on the notification, be on the notice, be on the committee or the forum of recognition of Biafra. Well, yeah, it does not show to many people that how did these people be able to push this Biafra struggle to that extent that the vice president, because we know that also the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, is also completely aware of the real thing called the rising sun, the Biafra nation that's about to birth.
From what we have seen, it looks as though things are currently falling in pleasant places for Biafra struggle, particularly in the international arena, because the other time we saw Israeli assets coming to extensively discuss Biafra, not just Biafra, IPOB, by extension, Nnamdi. Now we have seen another tsunami about to happen in, of course, United States of America.
Donald Trump is very intelligent. I can tell you, he knows what to do, and that is why they always tell you, don't joke with Donald Trump. Whatever he says he wants to do, he will do it. You can watch his previous video how many thousands of years ago. Let's say thousands of years. Let's say a few decades ago, where he talked about what is happening in Iran today, and subsequently he later became president. And you can see he's trying to make sure that Iran does not acquire a nuclear, a bomb. And while this heat was still going on, he still find a way to send a very strong signal to the Nigerian government, in that statement. That means he has finally put Nigeria as a nation of question mark within the global community. For Donald Trump to mention Nigeria on the bad side, on the negative side, and Nigeria is on the negative side, everything about Nigeria is fake. The identity of Nigeria is fake. Their news is fake. Their report is fake. The government is fake. They are killing Nigerians using jihad, and then the American government is against jihad. It's against terrorism anywhere, and it's one of the American international policies, to go against terrorists anywhere in the world. And Nigeria is one of the one of the countries, they have already singled out for that. So, and they also that with this momentum lead to the recognition that millions of Biafrans all over the world has been asking the United States government, world leaders, to properly look into, especially the issue of release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But we can hear it very clear that they keep on coming out every now and then. I'll tell you that Biafra is coming, something big is about to land. And according to, you can watch the video, you saw what he said, that even to an extent to the office of the Vice President of United States of America, J.D. Vance, who has just left Pakistan back to Washington on a few days negotiation with Iranian officials on how to, unveil or, open up the Strait of Hormuz. So you can tell you that Jennifer is not a small figure in that regard. For him to have shown so much interest on Biafra struggle, as been reported by Mike Frost, tells you that Biafra is already on the platform waiting for recognition right there in Washington.
Just as you rightly mentioned, because Jennifer, as we understand, just left Islamabad, of course, the capital of Pakistan, where he went to stand on the side of America and see whether they could find a resolution with the conflict involving Iran. So for him to still have time in what is coming to his table regarding Biafra, I think Biafra is a priority to them.
Yes, because they, like I always say it, it's not about West Africa, it's not about AU, it's not about ECOWAS. The Middle East politics have already been altered, has already been changed. It's not going to be easy anymore. You can see how Israel recognized Somaliland, and they are looking at, how would America and Israel be able to, partner and see Biafrans and the Jews as an ally of America and Israel. And that is where they are definitely going to come in, because the other people, the global world see Nigeria as an Islamic nation, and that's the fact. And each time Nigeria goes to the United Nations General Assembly, they want to project Nigeria as an Islamic nation, and that's the fact. They do it with all, they don't see Nigeria, they don't present Nigeria as a secular nation, and that is why that calamity that was done by Shetima in the last United Nations General Assembly was a clear signal and a clear threat to Israeli government, and a clear threat to the policies of United States of America on foreign policies of United States of America on terrorism. So it was actually threatened by the Nigerian Vice President Shetima at the United Nations General Assembly. So they have already seen Nigeria as a nation they cannot be able to have an alliance with. And the only thing with what's happening in Nigeria is to break and create a Biafra for safe nation for Christians.
Okay, now some school authorities arguing that the reason Nigeria may not be comfortable with American involvement in Biafra struggle is because America have overriding veto over UN General Assembly. That should America come up with a proclamation of Biafra sovereignty forward to UN General Assembly for voting, whether they vote against it, then America has to say to veto it and enforce it. Talk to us about
Let me tell you, of course, we have seen it over and over and over again. You know, we also saw it when it happened to Israel. America refused to, take the stand of China and UK and vetoed whatever resolution that came in that regard because they wanted to protect their allies all over the world. The American government must see Biafra as an ally of America. You know, they also see Biafra as an ally of Israel. These two powerful nations of the world have shown that they can want to protect humanity and civilization. They also want to protect what God has actually handed over to them, and that's the reality. Biafra is not against humanity. Biafra is not against civilization. Biafra is for civility, protection, and of course advancement of the human race, and that's what Biafra stands for. And any nation who align with these principles have the interest of America at hand, and based on that, and is the reason why America is going to veto any resolution against restoration of Biafra in the United Nations. You can see that United Nations has already started championing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, according to Dr. Masanga. So on the other note, too, they also verified the Biafra constitution and discovered that now Biafra is purely going to be a secular nation with Christian principle. That also they have endorsed that. So Biafra has made every requirement, have made every standard, in terms of population, in terms of the political zone, in terms of resources, in terms of human resources, everything that can make a nation stand as a nation of interest. Then the Biafra has meditated that, and that's why we are seeing this thing moving from one place to another. And of course, we are hoping that when King Prince Charles finally arrives at Washington, that Donald Trump will brief him that there's no going back on Biafra, and that the United States of America have decided to recognize Biafra as a sovereign nation.
I'm saying, thank you for your time. Thank you very much. This is a good place to let it go.